Hi Cancer, here's a general look at your solar chart for December 2013, and you got two major transits going on at the moment affecting your sign. They're not going through your sign, but they are in the signs which affect your sign very strongly. Venus in Capricorn, which is your opposite sign, and we have the beginning of a mega transit of Mars through Libra, which is at the very root of your chart, which will stimulate the area to do with your home base, family relationships, but also relationships in the neighborhood as well. And they're very dynamic aspects coming across to your sun sign, Cancer. So just for your solar chart, this is going to be quite an interesting, I would say, time coming up. Mars is going to be in there until next July. Venus is going to be there until March. So for this month, the Sun until the 22nd is in quite an everyday working area. So you will have maintenance on your mind, repairs, chores, the to-do list, and you know, you could be running around getting things how you want them to be, organizing stuff. It could be also health related as well, your health or somebody else's. And then until the 5th, Mercury is in an area connected to children, young people, and also, though it is quite an innovative, playful area, allowing your inner child to be more active, for you to be playing around with ideas and having some laughs along the way, really, but hopefully not speculating too wildly about this or that or the other possibility. But definitely it will mean that your creative juices are flowing, or that you are discussing in a more creative kind of a way with others, and maybe centered around creative work, or performance orientated work, or artistic type work. The trickster energy is very strong with this transit here, which has been going on since last month. So you may be prey to pranks, jokes, or you could be the joker yourself. But definitely it's a time for you to be more spontaneously expressive, and also this is an area to do with romance, or romantic partners, so that there may be discussions centered around that kind of area there. And then from the 5th, Mercury moves into this more serious, grown-up, let's get things done area of your chart, and your thoughts could revolve around your daily duties, the to-do list again, getting your head around stuff. How does this work? Which button do I press? Which lever do I throw? And how do we, how to manage this? And you getting sorted, you getting organized, and perhaps learning a new skill or two. And this can also mean that your thoughts are on health matters, that's your own or somebody else's. Now Venus is in a very long transit of your opposite sign, Capricorn, lighting up the area of close relationships until next March. So affairs of the heart could be very favored. You and someone could really bond, you could really click with someone, you feel a rapport with someone. This might be in a romantic sense, it might not, it might be to do with young ones, friends, family. Any personal or professional associations should go more smoothly, and a special someone could come into your life for some of you. So you should generally value another's presence more, their input, their feedback, and they're yours, because the energy will work both ways round, and you could team up in some sort of a way with another. You could do business with another in some kind of a way if it's not a personal relationship. But through this relationship, through this teaming up, through this one-to-one interaction, financially you could do better for some reason. And Mars, until the 8th, Mars is in your communication sector, meaning that your social life can be pretty active, demanding, even competitive. Comings and goings may increase. It's a great time for you to put the word out on something. You're very much, in the stream of information exchange, making contacts, etc. But Mars can come across as a bit too bold, a bit too outspoken, so you might just have to soften your tone a little bit sometimes. Excuse me. But also the Mars energy could be coming at you through somebody else, and you wish they'd soften their tone, but try not to overreact, because the Mars energy is very much coming to you, and as you're listening to this in November, you may be in that flow of energy right now, so just better, speak a little bit more softly. But there could be more correspondence, paperwork, more work over the wires, flying hither and thither, being very, very busy within a locality, and you potentially being proactive and successful, because Mars is quite an achiever through anything to do with communications, education, language, media, promotions, negotiations, anything where you've got to have this parlay, and through speaking, writing, and other forms of creative self-expression, but definitely wanting to speak up, get things off your chest, but trying to do it diplomatically. And then Mars from the 8th begins this mega super transit of Libra, which is going to be at the root of your chart. Mars usually only spends about 6 weeks in a sign, and this is going to be 8 months. So this is very unusual for Mars really firing up this the foundations of your life. Some of you will be DIYing, some of you will be, 8 months is a long time, so some of this may apply later, and not now at all, but the nub of it is, it may be centered around property, that this dynamic action is necessary, family members, and quite feisty as well, I have to say. So property, place on the map, family members, neighborhood actions, community, and just being very, very busy within a space, outside, inside, within the locality. There can be moments of tension, as always. It is this way with Mars, but if you try not to do that same old emotional knee-jerk response, which is the old pattern, then because it always, has you falling down the same old hole in the road, then Mars here can really Mars here can help you to, not in an explosive way, but get things, clear the air, really, and tie up loose ends from the past, draw a line under it, but some of you, this may be acting in a completely different kind of a way. Some of you may be having more connection with parents or the ancestors, history, Mother Nature, ecological things, the planet as a whole. It can be something more impersonal like that. But especially watch out for impulsivity and knee-jerk reactions in your personal life, or an unexpected event it can be in the wider world during the second half of December, say from about the 20th onwards, when Mars is spinning over the degrees of Uranus and Pluto, which are making very strong aspects to your sign. Historically that's been going on for quite a few years now. And that restless energy means changes in the air, that's for sure. But if you've been striving towards making creative changes, being innovative, and being open to maybe not doing things in the way that you originally envisaged, particularly regarding the roots of your life, family, your foundations, your inner self as well, not just the external things which make you feel secure and safe, but that inner sense of security, then this potentially quite explosive vibration which maybe you feel ambushed by, you will be able to more take in your stride. You bend in the wind, and you can translate, interpret the messages coming from the writings on the wall. What was that about? Why did this happen? Now, some of you may not notice this at all. It always depends on your natal chart, but just from a general point of view, to your sign, this aspect could cause an event. And it might be quite a minor one as well. But just be, I suppose, a little bit watchful between, the 20th and the end of the month. Of course, there's going to be a lot going on for many of you listening to this forecast, because for us all, between the 20th and the end of December, we're all of us pretty busy, or I should say, many of us are pretty busy. But for some of you, this could herald a new chapter related to family, parents, a space or a place on the map. So yeah, watch that space. And you Cancerians born 21st of June to the 4th of July, or with 0 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this month. And that also applies to the very end of Gemini as well. But so if you've got any Geminian friends, observe them and see what happens. So until next July, of course, you do have Jupiter in your sign. Jupiter comes around once every 12 years. It's a golden opportunity for expansion and to get into new things. It's a real growth spurt for you now, Cancer, and you'll discover much through spreading your wings, reaching out, casting your nets wider, and also rubbing shoulders with those from abroad, from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, belief systems, educational backgrounds, all sorts, but just what's unfamiliar to you, So you're going to be on quite a learning curve, and for some of you, more travel, foreign cultures, higher education could be part of the picture. Just try to avoid trusting to luck or going too far too fast and overlooking the details, because Jupiter is rubbish at details. But as long as you don't try to, as long as you don't try to bite off more than you can chew and go too far too fast, then this transit should be very beneficial for you. And you Cancerians born 7th to 13th of July, or with 15 to 21 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn, which is the complete opposite to Jupiter, like chalk and cheese. It's very contracting and astringent energy, but it has us getting sort of, straightening up and getting more disciplined. Saturn is actually in a very positive angle to your sun sign, so lucky you, because actually Saturn was in a very difficult angle to your sun sign before last October. But if you pay, let's say the October before last, October 2012, if you pay serious and consistent nurturing attention to creative projects, investment projects, affairs of children, young ones, a romantic relationship, leisure activities, artistic activities, competitive performance type activities, if you're really disciplined and you keep at it, you keep plugging away, it will come to fruition. And it may also mean that because of one or more of those examples, you feel held back or limited in your aims, because that is the way Saturn operates. She kind of separates us from what we're reaching for, and saying, well, you can have it, but only when you clear these hurdles here. So we learn a lot through a Saturn transit, but this transit is really underpinning you and supporting you, because Saturn is the great builder of the zodiac, and Rome wasn't built in a day. So this Saturn transit can really help you to get to where you want to go in those regards, or something similar. And you Cancerians born between the 8th to the 13th of July, or with from 16 to 21 degrees rising, going to feel the energy the most this month. And of course, Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune are all making stunningly brilliant aspects to your sun sign. So actually, during these months up until next July, you really are being bridged and facilitated by these big three here, helping you to be creative with your ideals and aspirations, anything close to your heart. And this long transit will have you thinking bigger and being more enterprising. So, you know, allow it, because it can be a very interesting time for you. And that's it for December. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, which is very important for you to know, Cancer, as it's your ruling planet, then listen to the forecasts for those. That'll give you a more rounded view of what I've said here. And also the outer planets, that's written up every month on my website, which part of your sign they're affecting. And may I wish you a happy time over the festive season, and I'll see you next year.